my pleasure to welcome Davide Astiaso Garcia. Davide, you are the Secretary General of the Italian Wind Energy Association, ANEV. I understand you also work as a scientist still in addition to that. ANEV, of course, is the National Wind Association, and we also have the pleasure of working together because we're planning next year our World Wind Energy Conference together with you in Italy. I think still glad we decided not to do it 2021 because this year is facing, we're all facing challenges for events. But now we're curious to hear how the situation is and how also the COVID-19 has impacted the Italian wind power market. Davide.
Yes, Stefan, thank you again for inviting me. We are more than happy to also to host this important event next summer in Italy. And as regard the Italian situation about wind energy development, yes, we have some criticalities that are more related to bureaucratic aspects more than COVID-19 pandemic. As regard the wind energy sector, I tried in 10 minutes to briefly introduce the situation. Of course, yes, we are the Italian Wind Energy Association, where I'm the Secretary General, and we include almost 100 companies dealing with the wind energy sector in all the aspects of this technology. So yes, this is a clear picture about the data in the previous years and the National Energy and Climate Plan objectives for the next decade. So as you can see, we had some first installation in during the first years of this century. Then we had a constant growth from 2004 until 2012, more or less, until the 2013, where we had a slowdown of the installations. You can see here the megawatt installed per year and the total megawatt, the total amount of megawatt installed in our country. So we have now a new challenge that is to achieve the targets of the Italian Energy and Climate Plan already presented to the European Parliament and approved. So we had, together with photovoltaic, to push, to foster the energy transition in our country, also in line with the EU Green Deal and all the strategies defined also with the new plans of the next generation EU. So we have to change, to speed up, to change the trend we had in the previous year. And now I try to briefly clarify why we had this impasse and what we can do to change the speed of the installations. Of course, now we have almost 10 gigawatts of wind power installed, most of them in the center and in the southern region of Italy. And we have almost to double this power in the next 9 years. So the objective is around 20 gigawatt at 2030, the National Climate Plan. So we need all the efforts to achieve at least this number. We have seen that we have the potentialities, both with the greenfield installation and also with revamping and repowering of existing wind farms. We have some of them that are finishing their lifetime. So we had good potentialities also for repowering. So one of the key problem is the authorization procedures in our country that halt the installation. As you can see here in this graph, we have almost 80% decrease in the obtaining the authorizations in the last years. So we had 2.5 gigawatt of wind farms that got the authorization in the 3 years between 2012 and 2014. We have something more than 1 gigawatt in the 2015 and 2017. And in the last 3 years, 2018, 2020, we had only 589 megawatt authorized. That means that we have problems for obtaining the possibility to have new wind farms to be installed. Despite this, we have seen in the action we had during this last couple of years, we have seen that the wind covered around half of the total contingent. We have almost multi-technology auctions that join wind and PV. So if we had to follow the National Energy and Climate Plan, wind should cover 1/3 of the new power to achieve the objectives. Now we covered half of them, so the situation is not so bad, but if we do not overcome these criticalities of the new authorization, for sure we will not able to achieve this additional 10 gigawatt that we need from here to 2030. So the main causes of this slowdown are the ones that I listed in this slide very briefly. The first one is the slow issuance of authorization. Usually we take an average time of 5.5 years. The EU directive states that the maximum period is two years, so we double this timeline. So we have also excessive discretion of subjectivities in the environmental impact assessment procedures. So we do not have the same procedure in any region. So that is creating very important problems to the operators. The problem of the superintendencies that are the ones that stopped the authorization, as I showed in the previous slide, they are related with the landscaping impact, and they depend on the Ministry of Heritage and Culture. So we got 0% of the authorization on over 9 gigawatts of requests submitted in the last 3-4 years. So it is not possible that of 9 gigawatt we got 0% of authorization. So we are working hard with the institution now, with the new Italian government, with the ministries. Yesterday our president Simone Togni had an internal meeting with a new ministry, Cingolani, of the ecological transition, that is the one that should help our country to achieve the National Energy and Climate Plan objective. Then we have inconsistency between the regional plans and the regulation and the national objectives, as I said. The duration of controversies we had in many regions with the superintendencies is not compatible with the industrial investment, because it's a very long, very bureaucratic procedures. And last but not least, the criticalities related with the access to the grid connection with the Italian TSO that we are trying to solve, also looking at what happened in other countries like in Spain with the new directive of last year. So the proposal we are promoting with our institution and government and decision makers is the simplification of the authorization procedures, defining precise timeline to speed up this process, and also trying to define a checklist to exclude from the environmental impact assessment the repowering basing on the assessment of the impact compared with the current situation. So it is not possible what happened today, that if I present a repowering wind farm, a repowering intervention, I had to follow the same procedures as a greenfield. So we asked for a comparative procedures from the existing situation to the new one we are proposing. That's very important for the repowering of the existing wind farms. We have to find a solution for the conflicts at the level of prime minister's offices, also through the new interministerial committee already that has been defined in the last months in Italy. It's called the CITE, for the ecological transition again. And we are also pushing for having auction until 2030, because we estimated that there are no main costs for our country to got another 10 years of auctions with single technology, not together with PV, as we have seen the unsuccess of the last couple of years. And last but not least, we are asking funds starting from the Next Generation EU. We do not need any fund from the wind energy sector. We only need incentives for the research, especially on nanotechnologies or the end of life, especially for the blades, the end of life of the blades, and also the promotion of power purchase agreements, establishing a specific guarantee fund that could help investors to speed up this new and interesting possibility for our wind operators. So that's all, and of course I will be pleased to answer if there are any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Davide. I think that was very impressive. I think you showing a quite good growth, similar to, or more or less in parallel with the German growth, at the time when Europe was still, I think, the hub of the global industry. But of course, it's quite surprising in a way that you have such big problems with permission processes, like we heard also from other countries, but that seems to be worse in Italy than in other parts of the world, indeed. So, of course, we hope that you can overcome this. And again, brings me to my point that I just made earlier. I think we will take this up for a separate webinar to discuss the different aspects of permission processes in the different countries and have some international exchange about this. Yeah, I don't see any questions at the moment for you. If there are any questions coming up, please stay with us. Again, thank you very much. And of course, we look very much forward to next year when hopefully the pandemic is over, to come all together to Rimini and then celebrate the progress in Italian wind power and celebrate our community and Italy, of course.